When you're fully extending your knee, meaning straightening your knee, your shin bone, this is I put a marker on the bony spot of my shin. This is just right on the bottom of my kneecap. As you straighten your knee, this has to turn out as this turns in. And it's not super aggressively, but that's kind of how it like locks in place. That's how you can like fully lock out your knee and like just kind of hang out there on the joint. So if I kind of like go from like a little bit of a bent position, you can see how this one is a little bit inside of this top one. As I fully straighten my knee, see how they're now like pretty stacked over top one another. And that's just my shin actually rotating out as I fully lock my knee out. Now the exact opposite is true when you bend your knee. So as I bend my knee, this needs to rotate in relative to my thigh bone, basically. So my shin's gonna rotate in a little bit as this kind of stays still or goes out a little bit. And that's what's actually gonna give you full knee bending. So you'll see the same thing here. You can see it's starting a little bit inside, but as I push my knee forward and bend it, you can see how that lower dot starts to track farther inside of that top one. So again, the ability to have these motions is going to be important to actually get full access of range of motion at your knee. So in your case, what you're feeling right now, it's kind of like, because of the heavy boots you wore, a lot of times what will happen is, because they're steel toe too, and they're heavier and they're bigger, so you're kind of like fumbling around in them, you're having to pull your toes up a ton, and that turns on this muscle right here, which, I don't know if you can see that, that kind of automatically turns my shin out. So it's kind of like you were forced into that like shin torqued out position a lot as you were wearing those boots, which is why you started to feel it then. It's the position you're not used to, and it's kind of just lingered around. So what kind of had to happen is like that can almost get like stuck over there. So what's happening is when you fully straighten your knee, you're already at the end. So as you try to straighten it more, your shin wants to keep rotating that way because that's what it naturally does when you straighten your knee, but there's nowhere to go. So it's kind of like hitting into a wall. It's kind of similar thought as like if I like just turn my head as far as I can to the left and then try to keep turning, like I don't have anywhere to go, right? I just kind of run out of room. That's kind of what's happening now because you're already starting like here and then you're trying to turn more and there's just not a lot of space. And then same thing when you're bending your knees, so you can feel that kind of like inner spot a little bit, kind of like through here. That's because these muscles here, your inner hamstrings and your groin muscles and stuff, that what they're trying to do is they're trying to help you turn that shin in as you bend your knee. So that's why you'll feel it there. Again, so that's a good reason why you're feeling those things. Next video, I'll send you a couple drills to work on. So you can have your foot elevated a little bit onto a chair or a bench, or you can do this kneeling on the ground with this back leg down on the ground. But main focus to start with is make sure you get this foot tripod set up. So heel, ball of your big toe, and then ball of your pinky toe. You're gonna find all three of those spots. So my heel, pinky toe, base of my big toe. I'm gonna try to keep my toes relaxed, and I'm gonna keep my heel as heavy as I can as I do this, okay? So I'm starting with my knee behind my ankle. You're literally just gonna grab your shin, like the actual shin, the actual bone in your calf, and you're going to turn it in as far as you can without just doing this. See how I did that and I lost my pinky toe right away? So turn it in, keep that foot flat, and slowly push your knee forward as you keep that turning in. Again, keep your whole foot flat. Don't lose contact with the ground at any point. And you're just gonna push forward until you feel like your heel wants to start coming off the floor. Twist, hold that twist as you push forward, just back and forth. From the side, looks kind of just like this. Again, heel, pinky toe, big toe. Twist, push it straight over top. You'll kind of notice my arch kind of like collapses down and then it kind of springs back up a little bit. That's exactly what we're going for. Okay, just like that. I want you to try 2 or 3 sets of like 15 on that knee and see if that makes it feel any different with you bending it and straightening it.